Have you ever heard of the ancient ritual of writing your name on a sheet of paper and placing it under your pillow? Imagine what it would be like if, thanks to such a practice, you could achieve inner peace and emotional balance. And imagine what it would be like to achieve your goals more easily, realizing the desires you have always carried with you. Thanks to the Buddhist wisdom that permeates the Zen story that you will hear shortly, you will discover that thanks to this ritual, you can make your desires come true. And if you stay until the end of the video, you will understand the incredible power that lies behind the simple gesture of putting your name under the pillow. But before continuing, subscribe to the channel and activate notifications so that you are updated every time we publish new content for your spiritual growth. As the sun was setting behind the snow-capped mountains of Mount Fuji, painting the sky a shade of pink and gold, a group of pilgrims awaited their mentor's customary lecture. They had come from every corner of Japan, attracted by the reputation for wisdom of the elderly venerable monk Chojiro. Chojiro, with eyes shining with wisdom and a penetrating gaze, was waiting for them in the monastery garden. Sitting cross-legged on a meditation cushion, he radiated a profound calm that infected everyone around him. The pilgrims bowed respectfully and sat down in front of him, forming a semicircle. Chojiro smiled benevolently and began to speak in a warm and reassuring voice. "Welcome, dear friends, to Tofuku-ji Monastery. I am honored to have you here today and to be able to share with you some teachings of our ancient Buddhist tradition. I know many of you have come here looking for answers, for guidance, for inner peace, and I hope I can offer a small contribution to your spiritual journey." Chojiro paused briefly, letting his words settle in the minds of the pilgrims. Then he continued. "Today, I would like to tell you about an ancient Buddhist ritual that can help you regain self-confidence, increase your connection with the divine, and live a fuller, more meaningful life. It is a simple, yet very powerful ritual that can be practiced by anyone, regardless of their age, gender, or religious belief." The pilgrims listened attentively, intrigued by what Chojiro was about to reveal. The monk smiled again and said, "This ritual consists of writing your name on a sheet of paper and placing it under your pillow every evening before going to sleep. It seems like a trivial thing, right? Yet, I assure you that, like all simple things, it can work miracles." He stood up and approached a small table on which many sheets of paper and many pens were arranged. Then, after looking them all in the eyes, he invited them to do the same and take pen and paper. "Now, dear pilgrims, write your full name in clear and legible characters," Chojiro said. "And as you do, focus on your intention. Think about what you really want, what makes you happy, what makes you feel alive. I recommend you put all your positive energy into this simple but significant gesture." The pilgrims followed Chojiro's instructions, writing their names on the sheets of paper with care and dedication. As they did so, some closed their eyes, others murmured silent prayers, still others smiled as they imagined what they had wanted for a long time. Chojiro watched them with affection and compassion. He knew that each of them carried within them a load of pain, fear, insecurity. But he also knew that each of them had the potential to overcome these difficulties and achieve happiness. "Now," he said, "fold the paper and put it under your pillow this evening, and when you go to bed, mentally repeat your name 3 times. Then let yourself go to sleep, confident that your name will be guarded by the divine during the night." The pilgrims did as Chojiro had said. They wrote their names on the paper, folded it in 2, and went to their rooms to put it under their pillows. Then they returned to their seats, eager to hear the explanation of this mysterious ritual. Chojiro sat down again and, inviting everyone to listen to him, began speaking again. "This ritual, dear friends, is based on a fundamental principle of Buddhist spirituality, the power of the name. The name is not only a label that distinguishes us from others, but it is also a symbol of our identity, of our essence, of our connection with the universe. The master paused to sip some green tea that a young monk had brought him. Then he continued. In the Buddhist tradition, the name is considered sacred. It is the first gift we receive from our parents, and it is the first step towards our individualization. The name is also the means through which we relate to others, to the world, to the divine. Chojiro explained that the name has a unique energetic vibration which resonates with our soul and the entire universe. And when we write our name on a sheet of paper and put it under our pillow, we are creating a symbolic link between ourselves and our name, between our individual consciousness and the universal consciousness. This bond, he added, allows us to access a deeper dimension of ourselves, a higher level of awareness. It helps us overcome our fears, our insecurities, our limits, and it gives us the strength to face life's challenges with courage and determination. While the disciples listened with extreme attention, Chojiro listed a series of benefits that this practice can bring. The first benefit he talked about was increased self-confidence. Writing your name and repeating it in your head, he said, reminds us of who we really are. It reminds us of our talents, our qualities, our values, and it helps us recognize our intrinsic value and believe in our abilities. Another enormous benefit that we experience if we write our name and put it under the pillow is the strengthening of the connection with the divine, continued the elderly monk. Putting our name under the pillow is an act of faith, of abandonment, of trust in the divine. It allows us to feel the presence of a higher force that guides us, protects us, and loves us. Improving the quality of sleep is another benefit of this ritual. This practice, he said, helps us to relax, to let go of tensions, to help us fall asleep. And it allows us to sleep more deeply and wake up more rested, full of energy and at peace with ourselves and the world around us. The practice of naming also stimulates our imagination, our intuition, our ability to find innovative solutions to problems, continued Chojiro. This ancient ritual helps us see things from a different perspective and discover new opportunities. Moreover, writing our name and repeating it mentally calms us, puts us in touch with our deepest essence. It helps us find peace within ourselves, regardless of external circumstances. The naming ritual also helps us to be more grateful for what we have in life, the monk continued, because it reminds us of all the blessings we have received in life, all the people who love us, all the opportunities we have been given. And it helps us develop an attitude of gratitude towards life and towards others. Furthermore, when we are at peace with ourselves, we are able to relate to others in a more authentic, more empathetic, more compassionate way. The practice of naming, in essence, helps us build healthier and longer-lasting relationships. Chojiro continued talking for hours, explaining the details of the naming ritual and answering the pilgrims' questions. His teachings were profound, yet simple and practical. The pilgrims listened avidly, taking notes and reflecting on what they had learned. When the sun completely set and the full moon illuminated the monastery garden, Chojiro continued his lesson with these words. Dear friends, I invite you to experience the naming ritual for at least 21 consecutive days. You will see that your life will change for the better. You will regain your self-confidence, increase your connection with the divine, and live a fuller, more meaningful existence. And remember, your name is a precious gift, a treasure to be cherished and honored. Put it under your pillow and see what happens. The pilgrims thanked Chojiro for his teachings and retreated to their rooms, bringing with them a sense of hope and renewal. That night, each of them wrote their name on a sheet of paper and placed it under their pillow, repeating it mentally 3 times before falling asleep. And so began their journey towards self-discovery, towards realizing their full potential, towards happiness. Among the pilgrims, there was a young woman named Hana, who was looking for meaning in her life. She felt empty and dissatisfied, as if something was missing. Chojiro and the naming ritual intrigued her. So that night, after writing her name and placing it under her pillow, she dreamed of the goddess Kannon, who assured her of his love and guided her towards her destiny. Waking up full of gratitude, she began her daily practice, immediately noticing positive changes in her life. One day, he received an offer to teach art, his secret dream. He accepted with enthusiasm and stood out for his passion and dedication. Thanks to Chojiro and the ritual, Hana had found her happiness. A year later, he returned to the monastery to thank the monk. And Chojiro, happy for her, reminded her that the ritual was a tool for personal growth and encouraged her to continue. Hana's story inspired many other pilgrims to experience the ritual, bringing positive changes to their lives. But what does this Zen story teach us? It teaches us the value of the name, the power of the mind, the importance of faith. And it shows us how a simple ritual can transform our lives, helping us overcome our difficulties, make our dreams come true, and find happiness. The naming ritual is an invitation to rediscover our true identity, to connect with our deepest essence, to live in harmony with ourselves and with the universe. It is an invitation to believe in our potential, to follow our heart, to trust the divine. Remember that the true essence of the naming ritual always remained the same, a simple yet powerful gesture that allows us to find ourselves, to connect with the divine, and to live a fuller and more meaningful life. Chojiro had said as he greeted the pilgrims at the end of the lesson. And at this point, if you too feel lost, dissatisfied, demotivated, try the name ritual and let us know how it goes.